I'm not working at all. Having a beer. Getting ready for bed. I'll start getting ready for that. Get my traps down and cleaned up and tagged. I probably won't do that till start until next month. I don't ever get in too big of a hurry. Everything's pretty clean. I clean everything up at the end of the season. But I do got to make sure everything's still tagged and operational. What's up, Germany? What's up, Smoked? I got another 3 dozen traps. I just got to put tags on. They're brand new. Yep, I got a little chew in. Hey, knock it off. Chad, what do you do to yours to get them ready? Do you do all the dye and wax? Or just get them out and go? What's for dinner? We had sloppy joes. I have never waxed or dyed any of my traps. At the end of the year, you just get them out and go. Check the springs. That's all I do. At the end of the year, they get power washed off before they get put away. Next month when I get them out, if they're too rusty, I'll soak them in vinegar for a couple days and get them out, power wash them again, and it's go time. To me, waxing and dyeing them, it does keep it from rusting up so bad, but I don't think it does that much good. Some of my traps I've had for 20 years and they're still working just fine. I got one laying here somewhere. Right here. This one here is 10 years old. The first year they come, not quite 10 years. When they first come out with the Duke 650, I bought a dozen of them. They're not even that rusty. The vinegar just takes the rust off. If they're real rusty, it just takes the rust off. Just soak them in, just get a jug of white vinegar, like 1 gallon, in a 5-gallon bucket. You can do it 50-50 with water too, it don't really matter. Otherwise, just vinegar. It's cheap, and it just takes the rust right off. This one I can't get set. This is the only trap I've ever had do this. My base plate right here is bent. So I gotta take this whole damn trap apart and fix it. I think a coyote or a big beaver did that. Yeah, just put it, just plain white vinegar. Let them soak for a couple days, and the rust will be pretty well gone, right back down to the bare metal. I am thinking about trying to go to Baumgart's or Tractor Supply and get some cheap ass tractor paint or barn paint and dipping them in paint. Thinking about bright, like Alice Chalmers orange. I had one guy on Facebook chewing my ass because I was going to do it the bright color. Well, you don't see my traps when I set them anyhow. They're all under the dirt. Spray paint's too expensive, or I'd spray paint them. I get a 5-gallon bucket of paint for $20. Cheap paint. Just thin it down a little bit and dip them in there. All you gotta do when the paint dries is clean the dogs off a little bit. Done. Yeah, I can't even get that fucker set. Dippity doo dah. Come here and put your hand in here. I thought you were sleeping, that's why I come outside. Hopefully the kids stay in bed. If I could get it set, I'd stick my hand in there. They don't even hurt. This one's broke. I think that big beaver bent it. Nah, they don't hurt. Got any advice? Just ask her. She's either gonna say yes or she's gonna say no. I never asked. Oh yeah, I did. I went to homecoming once, I think. I went to homecoming my sophomore year, and I went to prom my junior year. I wasn't allowed to go to prom my senior year. Yeah, she says no, ask somebody else. Most of us went to homecoming without a date. We didn't even take nobody. My little catfish is stuck in the rocks. You better get out of there, stupid. Well, that's not even the catfish. That's that little bullhead. Slate, is that the only option you got for asking? You're still in school. It's 2024. You got to have plenty of options still. The foxes? I've never caught one yet. Watched a lot of videos on it. I would just your regular dirt hole set should catch them. You know how to do a dirt hole? It can't be much different than a coyote. I catch a lot of coyotes. Neighbors are too close. Yeah, you might be able to catch them in a cage trap. They're pretty smart. That might be kind of tough, but you seen me on a... No, you didn't. They have dogs. I would try cage trap then, Chad. If they got dogs, because you will catch a dog in a dirt hole for sure. The cage trap might be your only option. Just brush it in good so they can't see the cage. And then I don't know what to put in there for bait. Chicken or eggs. Fox seem to like chickens. If you know anybody that's got any chickens that maybe has one dead, throw a dead chicken in there. You try to catch them now, or you try to wait till the fur's better? Well, I guess I don't know where you're from. That's not good nowhere right now. Where are you from? Can you use live bait? I guess if nobody knows, nobody else know. Up Iowa? Chad, you might want to just check in your regulations if you can use live bait. Nebraska, we cannot use live bait. I could throw a dead chicken in there though, but it can't be alive. I'd like to tie a chicken out in the middle of a pasture when I'm calling coyotes and let them squawk. They'll come right in, but it's illegal. They're in southwest Iowa. Well, there you go, Chad. Iowa Outdoor Family just answered your question. Get you an awesome present. How old are you going to be? 29. You want 29 presents. I'll send you 29 of these if you know what these are. I got a whole 5-gallon bucket full. Yeah, Chad, if you can't find a dead one, you might have to make a dead one if you just want to catch the fox. Smoked, yep, you do know what they are. Good old coon dicks. I got to get them sold. I got a 5-gallon bucket full. That's a big one. That's probably a $4 dick. You can't eat them. It's a bone. Well, this one's not clean yet, but it's just a bone. You can't eat a bone. What are you snooping in? It's kind of quiet in here. I can't even have my radio on. Last live I had my radio on. My chickens during the day when I'm at work. Camera going through her yard. You better tell her to learn how to shoot a gun. Shoot that fucker. Anyways, I had my radio on last time I was live, and YouTube nailed me with copyright restrictions for the music that was playing. The old lady, she was in here just a second ago. She's probably laying in bed. Yeah, last time I was on there till like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was beat. I had to get off and go to bed. Oh, there's Smoke. There she is. Iowa, you got all your Iowa Outdoor family. You got all your stuff ready for trapping season? It's coming quick. As soon as the old calendar turns October, I'll get all my stuff down and start getting ready. You can shave my eyebrows. I don't care. I don't have a whole lot to do. I just got to make sure my tags are all still on and all of them are functional. I got to tear this one apart because my base plate's bent and I can't even get this one set. You edit your videos? That's getting too fancy. I haven't learned how to do that yet. I got CapCut, but I haven't learned how to use it. Everything I post is all natural. Yeah, I don't dye or wax mine. I'll power wash them off, and if they're too rusty, I'll soak them in vinegar for a couple days and then power wash them off again, and it's time to go to work. It takes forever on CapCut. What app do you use or what program? I don't have a computer, do I? I'm doing everything on my phone. You use CapCut too? They say the desktop version's a lot easier to use. I got to get me. My kids broke my laptop. Little shits. I don't know if the computer we got is up to date enough. I gotta ask Justin. I gotta ask Trapper Jay which program he uses, because he says it's easy. If he can figure it out, I can figure it out. I haven't figured out how to download them yet. I'm going to have to. It's not hard, Chad. You just hit the plus button down there and go to either a short or a video. I will tell you so far that I've found my shorts have got a hell of a lot more views than my videos. I usually do pretty good on my shorts. My videos, I don't think I only got a couple that broke 100 views. My shorts, I get a couple thousand every time. Not enough to get paid yet. Yeah, I think iOS, because people, they don't want to watch. They just, the shorter they are, the more they'll watch of it. They don't want to watch them too long. I think the longest in my shorts are is about 30 seconds long. And I cut it off. I don't even have any really long videos. I think 5 minutes is the longest video I got. And I don't know, I've been watching a lot of vidIQ and all them other guys giving hints and stuff on how to get more views and how to do all this and do all that. But those guys got all them fancy editing stuff. All my buddies are dickheads. They're not even subscribed. I think I'm sitting at 118 watch hours right now for the last 28 days. I don't know how many I got for the year. What do you need? 4,000 in a year? You could stream live. You could stream live too, Chad. As long as you got people watching you, you're getting your watch hours. I don't know. It seems to me like last year my trapping videos and stuff were a lot better. So hopefully it'll pick back up here again. I'll do a lot more videos this year actually setting traps and how I set them and how I make my sets. Beaver, coyote. Yeah, exactly, Iowa. Chad, just try it. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. Seems to me like the dumbest videos on here are the ones that get the most views. No, I do everything right here on my phone. Everything's on my phone. I need to get a GoPro because I want to do some stuff with my drone. And I want to record myself at the same time. And I can't fly my drone without my phone. So I can't record and fly my drone at the same time. So I'm going to get a GoPro. It is easier on your phone. Then you don't got to pull the card out and download the damn video. Everything's right. It's just on your phone already. $10 minutes at a time. So you get something in your settings ain't set right, I'll bet. Or you got it set for 10-minute max. Iowa, have you tried using YouTube's edit function or whatever the hell it is they got on here? I seen the thing for it. I'm computer illiterate too. That's why I don't know. That's why I better do it on my phone. I seen it on there, but I've never tried using YouTube's edit function. I'm just kind of been going through CapCut and trying to figure shit out on there. And I am a technology moron, so I don't know. If I get it, I'll get it. Maybe I'll make a trip to Missouri. Have Trapper Jay show me how he edits his videos. That's one good thing about CapCut. It makes it easy. You put a bunch of short videos. You can. It's real easy to just put them all in one video. I have figured that part out. I had a knockoff GoPro too, but my son confiscated it to put on his helmet when we're riding. And that one I have is a knockoff, but I bought that when we were go up to the mountain snowmobiling, and I could record for a long time. If I hit record, it would record till the battery went dead. Yeah, CapCut's, it's all right. I paid the $30 and got the pro version. It's $30 a year. You got a lot more options. I got that same problem too, Iowa. If I don't get it done right away, I won't do it. Yeah, as soon as I got CapCut, well, I think I got like 7 days free trial of the pro version, and then all of a sudden they took it away, and then it seemed like I couldn't do nothing. So I just said, screw it. Paid the $30, got the pro. Because there is a lot more stuff on the pro version than the regular version. I'll get it figured out. Oh, Iowa. You going to the Nebraska Trapper Convention? It's coming up here pretty quick, ain't it? That's what I thought too. If I get it figured out and it's worth it, and it can't be hard. Once you get it figured out, it's just making a video is going to be like taking a nap. I think September is the end of the month. It's coming up. I'll have to look. It's not next weekend. It's probably the weekend after, 2 weeks. I don't know. Trapper Jay said if he's going, I have to go. So it's like a 3-hour drive for me, though. Sioux Falls, the national convention, was closer than the Nebraska convention is this year. Yeah, 27th, that sounds right. Yeah, Weeping Water. 3 hours from me. Yeah, Chad, the 27th of September is the Nebraska's Trapping Convention. Now, south of Omaha or south of Omaha, south of Lincoln. It's down in that area somewhere. It's way south. I am in northeast Nebraska, Norfolk. Yeah, Trapper Jay's got like half hour, 40 minutes to drive to this one. Maybe I'll get all these cleaned up, bring them down, and see if I can sell them. A 5-gallon bucket, that's a lot of Peters to clean up. Hour and a half, that ain't too bad. That's about Sioux Falls. That was about it's about an hour and 40 minutes for me to get to Sioux Falls. I'm not very far from the South Dakota border. I suppose I better tell my wife I'm going to that. That's I don't know. I got to talk to Trapper Jay and see what day he's going. He's only going to go one day. Don't tell her. That one, I don't know. We might all come. We might bring the kids down. They came last year to Nebraska's with me. She's pretty good about not finding me too much to do. Tell her I'm going for a drink. 3 hours away. I don't go nowhere to drink too much. I want a drink, I come out to the garage. I've done plenty of partying in my days, going out and drinking. The beginning of the season, yeah, way cheaper. The beginning of the season, I'm gonna try and wait on beaver. I got a couple that I got phone calls on that I might have to get right away. They won't be right prime yet, but if they start taking down trees, they're not nothing right now. Just taking some corn out. If they start taking trees down, I'm gonna have to get rid of them. Otherwise, I don't like to start trapping coyotes and coons till the end of November, but I like to let them get a little more prime before I start catching them. The coyotes ain't worth a shit anyway, so I might as well wait and make them worth as much as possible. That's what I am. I'm a winter and spring guy too. I love trapping beaver through the ice. If you've never done that, that's fun. As long as the ice ain't too thick and you get a hole chopped in it, that's fun. Find your bubble trails. It's usually running right into a bank den. 330 right in that hole. Guaranteed every time. Otherwise, this year I'm gonna really try. Nebraska finally opened up an otter season 2 years ago. Yeah, this will be the third year. I haven't caught one yet. So I really want an otter. I'm gonna try real hard for an otter. If I get an otter, it's getting mounted. I got a big coon in my freezer I gotta get to my taxidermist. Last year, Trapper Jay was kept rubbing it in my face. He didn't want to catch anymore, and he just kept catching them. So he'd text me a picture of the damn thing. Beaver's probably one of my favorite things to trap. And then coyotes probably the next. I catch the hell out of the coyotes. Coons are easy. At least coyotes are a little bit of a challenge. They're pretty smart. But I got them figured out. The first couple years, I never caught a coyote at all. I set 4 or 5 dozen traps. Never caught one single coyote. Yeah, I wish we had. There's a few fox around here, but not very many, and I don't know where they're at. There's a few cats around here too, but very, very few. I caught one 4 years ago on accident in one of my coyote sets. I had no idea there was cats around there. Cats are easy. Chad, you're in Iowa. I think you can use I don't know about feathers. Hang a CD above your set. Piece of string on a branch above your set. That cat will come right in there and look at it. They can't help it. I don't know what Iowa's regulations are for flagging either. Yeah, CDs works just fine. Or a piece of Christmas tree stencil. Anything that's shiny and flashy that'll blow in the wind, and they're going to catch their attention. They'll come right in there if they can see it. And they can see it from a long ways. If you put it up on a high spot where it's visible for a long ways, in all directions, they'll see it. My dog's ready for trapping season 2. She loves coons. She's getting tired of sitting in the house or in the backyard. She wants to go trapping. No, I did not name Lucy rename her Salamander. Billy? Where the hell is he? He's under that rock. He's still alive. You guys got a limit on your cats in Iowa? Well, I can catch as many as I want. I gotta check them in. But we can catch as many of them as we want. No limits. I think that's why Trapper Jay likes trapping Flair's Ranch, because he can keep as many cats as he wants off of there in Nebraska. And there are some damn pretty cats on that property. I'm going to go down there this fall. If I get a weekend where I don't want to set no traps, I just want to spring them off, I'm going to go down there and ride along with him for a weekend. I got some vacation I got to get burned up, so I think in the wintertime, his dock building business is a little slow. Then this winter, me and Trapper Jay are going up to Minnesota for 330 Maniac and go ice fishing. That sounds like it's going to be a real drunk time. It will be sweet. I've never really done a whole lot of ice fishing, so it might be a comedy show. You guys are going to be laughing at me. Maybe I'll just go along and run their cameras for them. Yeah, I was supposed to stay down there with them that night, but I come back home. He was, by the time, well, Trapper Jay was live first, and then he had a migraine real bad, so they went back and made 330 go live, and by the time he was done, we about couldn't understand what the hell he was saying. He was so drunk. But that's because, goddamn it, what's his name now? Kept sending him a super chat, making him do a shot. I think the way it sounds, we're going to rent one of those little shacks. They park out on the ice and you sleep right in there. We'll be fishing and drinking all night. Yeah, internet vet. That's who it was. He was pretty well slobbered. It'll be just like Grumpy Old Man. It's going to be a good time, I think. There'll be some videos made that weekend. I think the week after Christmas. And Trapper Jay said usually he goes down 2 days after Christmas and stays for 3 days. I don't know if my liver can handle 3 days. We're going to find out. All right, Chad, we'll see you later. Have a good one. Oh, it looked like 330 Maniac got him a new girlfriend, too. I wonder if she's going to come out fishing with us. Who's all in here? There's 2 people in here, it says. Only 2. Now it says just you. 1. There was probably 2. My wife probably keeps clicking in and out. How many subscribers you up to, Iowa? It's a real slow going process for me. I don't get very many very fast. Last trapping season is when they piled on the fastest, so hopefully I get a few more again the same way this year. Yeah, I think I'm at 536. Last week when I was live, 18, I think. I had a lot more people in here than that, though. I had like, most of the time I was on, I had minimum 20 people in here. You'll get some more. You just got to keep plugging away. Trapper Jay said his first couple of years were real slow. And then all of a sudden they just started coming and they started piling in fast, and now he's at 100,000. I don't suspect I'll ever hit 100,000. I don't know about so much daily posts, as long as you stay. When trapping season starts, it won't be no problem, because every time I go check traps, I'll be making a video. Like in the summertime, we got a lot of shit going on too. We got to work, the kids, they always want to go do something. It's kind of nice they go everywhere with me too, so if I go fishing or something and want to record, they don't really care. They're just jacking around in the water anyhow, scaring my fish away. But I think as long as you're 1 or 2 videos a week, as long as you stay consistent, I think it'd be. Some people only download once a week or once every other week. Yeah, and they're excited for trapping season 2. They want to start right now. I told them we can't start. We could go trap some coyotes right now, but I'm ready for it, but I don't know if I'm that ready. It's too warm. It's got to get a little cooler for me to get really in the mood. Yeah, you might as well. I don't like killing something and just throwing it in the ditch. So yeah, you're right. If they're not prime, I really don't like. I'm not gonna get nothing out of them anyhow, so I might as well wait until I can at least get something out of them. It's too warm right now. I mean, the coyotes I've seen run across the road and stuff while I've been driving around look like they got pretty decent fur on them right now. They're not all patchy but there's still too many flies and bugs to be trying to put fur up and keep the bugs off them. That one lady really wants me to come out right now and get rid of them beavers, but I told her, said they're not cutting your trees down yet. Just wait as long as we can. When they start getting the trees, I'll get them. So far right now, they're just cutting the neighbor's cornfield down. I'm not really worried about their corn. Well, so far, Iowa, I have been trapping everything for absolutely for free. Nebraska, if you want to charge anything, you got to have a nuisance wildlife control license. And I haven't got my test taken yet. I haven't even gotten a damn book bought so I can study for the test. But by law, in order to charge, you got to have that license. Yeah, I could call it just a donation too, but then if they tell somebody that it's $100 per beaver, the wrong person's going to hear about it. And once I get my license, I am actually going to start doing that. I'll hang flyers up and post and advertise for it. Then I'll trap all year long, but I'll be charging probably a $250 setup fee at least. And then I don't know if I'm going to charge by the week. I don't know, I got to make it worth my gas, and I don't know, I just don't figure out what good prices will be. It's either so much per critter, but then it sucks if I catch one fucking critter and then I'm done. If I have traps set for a week, I just burn gas for a whole week and only made money for one critter. It's crazy. I got some spots where it looks like there's one beaver does a lot of damage. It looks like there's a whole family of them, and then it only ends up being just one beaver. Somebody's coming out to play. He tries to catch the minnows I got in there, but they're too fast. I just cut up a nightcrawler a little while ago and threw all the pieces in there. That's what he's looking for, I suppose. I didn't even want that damn thing in there. The kids had to have him in the fish tank. Yeah, Iowa, there's some guys in Omaha that do nuisance trapping. And I was thinking about calling down there and telling them I have a problem and asking them what their prices are, just so I get an idea how and where to start. Yeah, we didn't have a fish tank, and then all of a sudden I set my minnow traps a couple weeks ago, and I caught this little tiny catfish. So it's pretty cool. So I'm like, well, now we got to get a fish tank. So now we got a fish tank. So went out to the lake, flipping rocks over, found a couple crawdads. There's a couple little baby bullheads in here, about an inch long. A couple little green sunfish in here, about an inch long. And then I got 4 red tail shiners in here. But yeah, that's about the only way I could think of to get what the going rate is for charging for trapping. Call down to the guys who actually do it and just see what it would cost me to have some beaver trapped or some coyotes trapped. There's a lot of feedlots around me too that have problems with coyotes catching calves or just chasing everything through the fence. And if they hire to do it, that's a tax write-off for them, so it's because it's a business. Yeah, I was thinking about messaging old Jinx and seeing where to start. But he's in a different part of the country. It's different. It's funny how much a difference you can charge no matter in different parts of the country. The one spot I trap, my cousin's, it's my cousin's land, and she lets me park my camper. Lets me park my camper and my trailers and stuff out there at her acreage, so I don't charge her nothing. But she's got a lot of beaver. Well, Jinx is from Missouri. Indiana fur takers. Is that where Montana wolf trappers at too? I seen he's somewhere teaching. That'd be a damn good time, I think. What's Jinx teaching out there? Coyotes or bobcats? Oh, he's just learning. Montana wolf trapper a couple of weeks ago told me to road trip to Montana to do his wolf trapping rendezvous at his place. That was a long drive just for a weekend. I think it's close to 10 or 11 hour drive from here. Oh, it's $2,000 for that wolf trappers rendezvous? Or $2,000 for that fur takers college? That does seem a little pricey. I didn't go to no college or no classes. I just started trapping. Well, there's Mr. Catfish decided to come out. He's squirrely. Fast. There we go, Iowa. There's some money we can make. You're not very far from me. We'll meet in the middle and start a trapping college. Cheaper than $2,000 though, so we get more people to come. Yeah, I started. One of my grandpa's old buddies gave me a dozen Duke 1.5s when I was 10. And that's what I started trapping, raccoons with 1.5s. I just kept going, learning from there. Then YouTube come out. I learned a lot on YouTube watching. I didn't know how to set a coyote set to save my ass, and YouTube showed me how to do that. That would be a good time. Trapper Jade probably be down too. He'd come teach a couple classes on something. I think probably talk to the other Justin, Iowa Trapper. He might come over and do something. 3:30 could come down and do the beaver section of it. But I don't know why anybody would really pay to do it when you can go to the trapping conventions and the demos are free. Yep, you're right. You know what you know, Iowa. I learn a lot every year. Just when you think you know it all, there's something else pops up. You learn something new. Like otters, they're kicking my ass. Everybody says them are easy to catch. You put set to beaver runs and you'll catch an otter, but I got one spot on the Elkhorn River past husband had me trapping 4 farms. That's awesome. But yeah, my spot I got on the Elkhorn River, there's otter tracks everywhere. And every time I went to check my beaver sets, there was new otter tracks, but never an otter in my trap. Seemed like I'd find their tracks. I'd put a couple sets in there for otter. Next day I'd go back and check traps, and they'd come out of the water somewhere else. This year I'm gonna I got about half a mile, 3/4 of a mile at Elkhorn River property. I got to get the trap. It's this guy's deer hunting ground, and they're chewing all of his beavers are chewing his trees down, so he lets me trap there for nothing too. I'm gonna set 5 or 6 dozen damn traps in that half a mile stretch just so I can catch an otter, and then I'll probably end up catching more than one. That'll piss me off, and I gotta find some guys to check them in. I guess my wife can't. I have to buy her a fur bearer's license. My boy can. He's 15. He can check one in. That is true. Iowa, you ever seen one of these hats or antelope hunting? Oh, dog don't like that hat. I can't get a fucking antelope either, so I bought a damn costume to look like one. She don't like that at all. Get out of here, it ain't gonna hurt you. Yeah, and there's a lot of guys that do things a lot of different ways, and it works. A lot of different things work for different people. I took some of Trapper Jay's stuff and use it. I took a lot of 330 stuff for beaver and use it. Hoosier Trapper Supply, I watched them a lot on YouTube. I took a lot of their stuff for trapping coyotes and shit and used it. Everybody's got different ways. But Chad, he didn't know. Tonight I just told him he didn't know that if you got rusty traps, soak them in white vinegar, it'll take the rust off. I learned him something tonight. Because that's really all I do with my traps. They get too rusty, I just soak them in vinegar. Done. I'm going to try doing the old paint dip. It did not come with a bright orange stripe on it. I got the fucking hat and a t-shirt or a long sleeve shirt with a white belly and a brown back, so it looked just like an antelope crawling through the damn pasture. But I only wore it during bow season. I wasn't going to wear it during rifle or black powder. If it was bow season, I'd see somebody before they shot at me. And they sure as hell should know that it's just a hat on my head. They can still see my face. But it didn't work. I just looked like an idiot crawling through the grass with an antelope costume on. That was back before I was making videos for YouTube. That'd have been a good one. Archery antelope. No, that's something. That's a challenge. I've never used lye. I know a lot of guys who just thin paint down. Hell uses lye. A lot of guys just thin paint down. Get a 5-gallon bucket of paint or 2.5-gallon bucket of paint. Thin it down and just dip your traps in paint. I'm gonna try that. I'm doing them all Alice Chalmers orange. That way, if they're sprung and just sitting out of the dirt, out of the hole, I can see them good with my binoculars. Not have to drive up on them and look at them. I gotta try to find a way to get this bent back straight without tearing this whole trap apart. And then I'm gonna weld a piece of stuff on it. No, I didn't get video. That was before my YouTube days. If I do it again, though, you damn well bet I'm gonna get a video of it. I got a cow, a big cow silhouette too. You walk behind. Brand new in a box. Haven't used it yet. I haven't been antelope hunting for probably 5 or 6 years. We don't have any around here. I got to drive to western Nebraska for that, out the Panhandle. Is lye cheaper than vinegar? Vinegar's pretty cheap. That's why I use it. And it works pretty fast. I leave my traps soaking it for a day. Yeah, you could paint white till they blend into the snow, but most of the places I set my traps, I try to stay out of the snow. So I might dip. I don't know. It'd be nice to be able to see them from the road without having to drive out there. So that's why I was going to paint them orange, so I could, if they're set off and popped up out of the ground, I could see them. And then, otherwise, I wouldn't even need to go out there and check them. I could check them from the road. Otherwise, I was going to paint them brown so they blend into the dirt. We really don't have dirt. We got everything around here is sand. But I definitely see why Paul paints his white. They get a lot of snow. I could probably do a few of them white, so if I do get enough snow where I can't help but set in the snow. But even then, I dig the snow off to get down to the dirt, so it's sitting in dirt, not snow anyway. I hate to have a coyote. I don't like to educate them. I like to catch them right away. Get them educated, then this sucks to catch. I do like snow for setting snares. You set any snares, Iowa? Or can you guys have snares? You got to use just cable restraints. In Nebraska, we can use both. It doesn't matter about entanglement or nothing. I usually set mine on a fence line with a cross underneath the fence line, and every time I set one, I go back and they're all tangled up in the fence and unalived. It's easier. Or in the shoulder belts where they run through the shoulder belts, tie it right to a tree, and they're usually all tangled up. I got a half a 55-gallon barrel full of wax dirt, or wax sand actually, to try and help my, I had a lot of traps froze solid last year. It pissed me off. Coyote tracks right on top of it, but they were frozen and wouldn't go off. So here a few weeks ago I made a whole bunch of wax sand. So hopefully that'll help. Yeah, that's what I used last year, is bridge dirt. Bridge dirt, and we had a lot of thaw and then freeze and thaw and then freeze, and it still froze my traps. Bridge dirt soaked up all the moisture from it thawing out, and then it bastard froze solid. I do not have any long springs. Pretty much all I got. I got 5 dozen Duke 550s, and I got 3 dozen Duke 650s. And I guess I did them damn waffles on some of them Facebook pages. I won a lot of traps. I got a dozen Duke number 2 dogless. I think that's all I got. Most of the ones I got are the Duke 550 and 650s. And the 650s I use, the 650s are my beaver traps too. 650 on a drown and a rod. Long springs, I think you got. I don't want to dig my hole that big to get rid of that long spring. The TS85s, I want to get some. And that would just be primarily my beaver traps then. But they're pricey for a dozen of them. So I just use my 650s. I already got them, and they work real good. Except the base plate's obviously a little weak, because one of them bent the hell out of this one, and I can't get it straight. And I've never taken a trap apart, so it might be an interesting ordeal. I need to talk to Trapper Jay and talk to Mr. Duke to donate me some 850s. See this base plate right here? It's bent. Right here it's bent up. So I try to set this trap, I can't get my dog in the pan. Or under the pan. It's bent so much. I got to get that base plate bent back straight. I was going to take a hammer and a chisel and put it on top of here, up in here, and just beat down on it. I guess if I clamp my jaws open, I might be able to. The dog's connected right here. This part right here is not bent. It's bent under here. I don't know how the hell he bent it right there. I suppose it didn't help. It's bent right where these springs hit the base plate. Right exactly where they hit. I'll try and clamp my jaws open and see if I get that pan up far enough and smack on that damn thing with a hammer. If I get that part right there bent back straight, just I can make my adjustments on this part, and it'll work again. I tried bending that, but if I bend this back this way too far, there's not enough room for this jaw to sit in there, and the dog stays sticking up like this because it's hitting on here. That's pretty much where it's got to be to have enough room for this to sit in there. I just got to get this bait plate bent back straight, and then it'll work like brand new. That'll be one of my projects one of these nights. I'll set the tripod up, put the live back on again, and I'll start beating on traps. When I get the rest of them down and check tags and stuff, I'll probably be live doing that too. And it won't be on a Thursday night, so maybe there'll be more people in here. Get my watch hours up a little bit. Then I got to figure out how I'm going to weld something on that one spot to make that part stiffer. And then I'm probably going to do it to all of them so the next ones don't bend the same spot. It'll be alright, I'll get it figured out. I do love them Duke 650s. Them are a fucking sweet trap. Good all around. Coyotes, beavers. That bobcat got caught in a 650. I don't want to go a bigger pan. I like the nice deep pad catch, and I don't want them to just step on the edge of the pan and set it off and then just catch a toe. The pan on these 650s is plenty big. It's actually, I think, too big. I want them to step right in the center of there. So I have had a few toe catches, coyote toe catches. Yeah, I seen Paul cuts his down, and I was thinking about that. Making mine just a little bit shorter, cutting a half an inch or 3/4 of an inch off that pan. Because when that's set, the end of that pan, the end of this pan right here, when it's set, is only about that far away from this jaw. And that's what I think happens. They step just on the edge of it. And then I got him by the toe. I've had a couple of them pull out while I was walking up on them. And then I'm wasting a lot of bullets trying to get them before they get away. My one beaver set last year, I walked up to it and I seen it was down the drownder, and I pulled it up and I had a muskrat by the head. I don't know how he must have pushed on that pan with his nose or something, because his head was right. Perfect net catch on a 650 on a muskrat. I wish I could plan that every time. That was the first time I caught a rat like that too. I've had them step on the pan on these big 650s and it grabs them clear up around the body, but I've never had one just by the head in one. The kids didn't know what to think about that. There's 4 people in here, Iowa. We're the only ones talking. Oh, 5. I am kind of scary, huh? Nobody wants to talk to me. My wife's probably one of the creepers. She's in here just lingering, not saying nothing. Nope, yep, now it is down to 2. In and out, in and out. Oh, back. You have to say like 400, not 4. Iowa, you went to the national convention, didn't you? What day were you there? Friday or Saturday? I was there Friday. You were there all 3? Jesus. I should have stayed. I know, I think I just missed you somewhere. I don't know how. I got there, I found Trapper Jay and 330, and I was pretty much with them most of the day until I left. I should have brought the kids along. They would have had a good time. There was a lot of shit to see down there. Then I would have had come home with a lot less money than I had because they would have wanted me to buy them something or everything. But they're only 4. They don't get it. They see something they want, they'll beg and beg and beg until I buy it for them. It gets real spendy, especially when I got twins. Twins are very expensive because you're not just buying one of something, you're buying double. Maybe if I show something else besides my ugly mug, more people will stop by and watch this crawdad crawl around. Or that sunfish swim around. Yeah, twins are fun. And I'm glad they both they got no problem going fishing or hunting and trapping. That's all they want to do. Oh, my tank, yeah. The only thing I bought was a tank kit. Went out to the lake and got all the rocks. Got all those plants. Them are real live plants. I need to find another rock like that one. That stuff can crawl underneath because there's a little catfish, 2 bullheads. There's supposed to be 2 of them sunfish in here somewhere. I don't know if one of them died and the crawdads ate him. But I need to find another one of them rocks for stuff to hide under. I could sit here and watch this fish tank all night. I don't know why, it's just relaxing. Watching these spazzy ass fish swim around. Oh, there's crawdads back there. We're gonna fight. No, them are live plants, Iowa. I got them same place I got all the rocks. They were real plants. That's where all all them crawdads. There's 3 damn crawdads in here. That's where they like to hang out. It's back in that corner. I want to get me a little. Oh, there's Bill the catfish. I want to get me a little bass and put in here. I'll have to get rid of a couple of those shinier damn minnows out of here. Put a bass in here. I'll run out of room. I got to finish my basement. When I get my basement finished, I'm going to have a great big fish tank. What time is it? 11 o'clock. Feels later than that. Yeah. When I get divorced, I could build a pond. I got to have an acreage first. Right now, we're stuck in town. I've been watching for an acreage, but everybody wants an arm and a leg and a right nut for an acreage. Jay said he'd come down and help me build a pond. He said we could put it in the backyard. That's how he started calling my wife Debbie Downer. That's why he named his one bass Debbie. He named that bass after my wife. Then he took Debbie out of his pond and put it somewhere else. She is a Debbie Downer sometimes. I just want a pond. We got a pond right here in town, though, we can go screw around in. He didn't get rid of her. He went and put her in a different little pond to help eat some of the smaller fish in there. He said he's going to catch her back. He thinks that's the only bass in that pond. He said he's going to try and catch her back either this winter or in the spring and put her back in his pond. He's got a lot of work in his pond, but it looks nice. I wish I had something like that right in my backyard. The top pond, the new one, that one's not done yet. I mean the one right by his house. The pond he put Debbie in, I don't know where that was at. Just another small pond with a bunch of real small fish in it. He just put her in there to eat it. Eat some of the little small fish. I need an acreage too bad, but the way things are going, shit's not going to get any cheaper. Especially if everybody votes the wrong way in November. Shit's going to get more expensive. I got lucky and bought this house right before interest rates went way up. I got in on 3%. But now the taxes and insurance keep going up. I think in the last 2 years, my mortgage payment went up like $500 just because for taxes and insurance. This guy's awful active tonight. Usually they're all hiding. Yeah, insurance is ridiculous, and it keeps getting worse. taxes keep going up. Taxes keep going up, and they're supposed to go for paying for roads and shit stuff, and our roads still suck. None of that's getting fixed. Oh, that's right. I forgot you were a mayor. Mayor, Iowa. So I bet you are a busy guy. I don't know, Nebraska, our governor keeps telling us they're working on a tax bill to make everybody's taxes cheaper, but I don't know. I don't see it happening very fast. I got a buddy that's a mayor of, I think it's Buffalo, Wyoming. Yeah, that would be nice. No tax. The government should have plenty of money if we just pay taxes on 40 hours a week. And everything after 40 hours is all ours. That would be nice. And if he could sign that into a law that it would never go away, but then you're going to get somebody else in there, and them other governors, and next president's going to be greedier than hell, and they're going to get rid of that because they're not making enough money. He should make it too, so that there's term limits on everybody, not just the president. All governors, members of the House, representative, everything should have term limits. No more of these career politicians that sit in office for 30, 40 years and don't do a damn thing but become millionaires. Yep, everything term limits. That's the way it should be. We wouldn't have had to worry about Joe Biden if that was the case. He'd have been out of there 40 years ago. And I think everybody in the government should have to pay for their insurance and pay for their retirement just like everybody else does too. Not get everything for free. Yep, be the change you want. But if you're mayor, you can only change the stuff for, like, say, for your town, can't you? Or you got pretty good contact with the governors? Well, that'd be nice. Once you move to Pierce, Nebraska, you can be our mayor. I don't even know who our mayor is. Come on, Iowa. You'd like Nebraska. Move on over here. Our football team's getting better. Gonna have a good year. I was real glad to see the Iowa Hawkeyes lost last weekend. I had to give Trapper J shit about that. You're a Hawkeye fan too? Well, if I ain't rooting for Nebraska, I'm rooting for Iowa State. That Ben Bramer that's on their team, I think he's number 18, a wide receiver. He's from my hometown. He's from Pierce. His dad was my football coach. Yeah, that's the way all fucking Iowa fans are. They root for everybody playing Nebraska. And just watch. We're gonna do something this year. Even our last game of the year when we play the Hawkeyes, we're gonna stomp them like we did Colorado. No, that's always Iowa and Nebraska is always a fun game to watch. 10 years, bullshit. You watch. This year's gonna be good. We'll make a bowl game this year. I think pretty easily. We might have a. If we keep improving and keep playing, if we play like we did, if our defense plays like they did last week, we should be able to hold off everybody except for Ohio State and maybe USC. That was a good game. I didn't watch the whole game, Iowa and Iowa State. I watched the last half. I forgot it was on. And then I go to get ready to start watching, turn Nebraska on to watch pregame, and all of a sudden it's shit, Iowa State. I'm like, shit, I missed it. Now I got to start watching that. That was a good, close game. Them are the games I like to watch. I don't like the ones where one team's just completely kicking the other team's ass. That's boring. I'm going to try to go to the Nebraska and Iowa game this year. My boy wants to go, my 14-year-old. Well, he'll be 15 this month. Shit, next week. He'll be 15. He wants to go to the Iowa-Nebraska game, so I'll probably try and take him to the game. Mom won't go. Mrs. Critter don't like the cold, so she'll be staying at home. She won't go sit in the stadium when it's cold out. That's why she don't come trapping with me either. It's too cold. She could sit her ass in the pickup where it's warm. Me and the kids will get out and check traps. You see that? I seem to get more people watching when I got the crawdad in the picture and not my ugly mug. So still ain't nobody else talking. Well, you don't want to look at me either, so I'll let you guys watch this crawdad. He don't do any tricks or nothing. He just sits there and looks stupid or walks around. They are weird looking critters. 4 o'clock? That's the time the mayor's got to go to work? Aren't you the boss? Can't you go whenever you want? Yeah, I'm going to stay on here for about another 17 minutes. I'll make it in even 2 hours, and I'll jump off of here. I got tomorrow off. I get 3-day weekends every week. Oh, I thought mayor would be a full-time gig. Manager in an office. That sounds like an easier job than I got. I work in a steel mill. Hotter than hell in there all day long. But they pay us very well to sweat our asses off all day, so I'll stick it out till retirement, I suppose. Alrighty, IO, we'll see you later. You have a wonderful day at work tomorrow. Alright, who's all in here? What's everybody up to? Nobody gonna say nothing? Just gonna sit there and watch my fish? What's everybody doing? What's everybody doing awake? It's 11:30 here. PM. Anybody know what that is? What's everybody up to? Oh, which fish are you looking at? There's 4 minnows in there, and that's a green sunfish. There's a catfish under that rock. There's a couple crawdads in there. I think those minnows are called red-tail shiners. We'll feed them a little bit and get them wound up. Well, there's Mr. Crawdad making his rounds. There's the catfish. That's Bill. Bill the catfish. Who's all on here? Nothing. Nobody wants to talk. Don't be shy. Yep, I got all the crawdads. There's 3 crawdads in there. They all come from the wild. Every fish in here came from the wild. I didn't want to go buy any. My kids wanted a fish tank, so I got them one. I just went and caught some fish and stuck in there. We had a whole bunch of crawdads, but I didn't put them all in here. I don't want it to be overcrowded. It's probably overcrowded now. It's only a 10-gallon tank. I want to get a little bass and put in here too. I'll have to get rid of some of these minnows I got in here. I'll have to get rid of a couple of them. I'll keep that catfish. I'll keep the crawdads in here. There's a green sunfish right there. I'll keep him in here. And I want to get a bass. When I get my basement finished, I'm going to have a 55-gallon or 75-gallon tank down there. I'm not going to put a very big bass in there. It'll only be a couple inches long if I can catch one. That way I can watch him grow. Right now, them minnows pretty much, if I put food in there, them minnows don't let anybody else get any. That catfish back there, he gets worms. I cut up worms and stick them in there. How big a bass you want to put in your tank? If I could find one, get one a couple inches long, 2 to 3 inches long, I'll put that one in here. Not too big, he'll eat everything else in there. Yeah, that's my problem. My bait for fishing is what I gotta feed these catfish and them crawdads. I got regular flake food. Them minnows eat the hell out of that. Everything else, I get worms and cut them up into little pieces and drop them in there. Crawdads eat the heck out of them. The sunfish eats the worms. The catfish eats the worms. I went to our little lake here the other day and I had a little piece of, I was trying to catch sunfish and I caught a bass about 3 inches long. So I'm going to go back and try and catch another one 3 inches long, and then I'm going to get a net and get rid of some of these little assholes in here. Yeah, the crawdads love the worms. That little catfish back there, he can smell them as soon as I drop him in there, and he's out eating. Yeah, that bass would have been perfect, but I didn't have my fish tank then. I'll catch some more like that. I'll just put a little tiny hook on with a little piece of worm. If I can keep the bluegill and them little sunfish off. If I get one that small though, he's not big enough to eat these. Is that big minnow right there? That's about how big that little bass was. It's alright. I'll just get a net and get a couple of these out and take them down to the... Take them back where I got them from and throw them back in. Yeah, it would take a good sized bass to eat these minnows. They're pretty big. I got about unlimited supply of minnows. I can always go catch minnows if I want. They get big enough to feed them minnows. I just take my dip net and go out in the creek and one scoop and I probably got 5 or 6 dozen minnows. Oop. I need a bigger tank before I get too carried away with anything. Definitely always going to be crawdads in it though, because them are kind of neat to watch. And they keep everything cleaned up out of them rocks. I am in Nebraska. Next weekend I'll go catch me a little bass to get in here. This weekend I'm going to Denver to the football game. I won't be able to do it this weekend. I got a bigger tank, I just got no place to put it right now. Them urban creeks are probably some of the, around here, our little creek, I catch all kinds of stuff in there. I'll keep updating. Make sure you turn that little bell on too so you can see when I'm live or see when I post something. If you like the outdoor stuff, this is the channel to be on. I'm really surprised that crawdad don't try to catch the minnows. There used to be 2 green sunfish in here. I think one of them might have died and them crawdads eat them. Yeah, nice to meet you too, buddy. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. Anybody else got a fish tank with weird fish in it? Might be kind of a boring live to watch, just watching the fish, but nobody's talking. That guy back there is fun to watch. Only got 9% left on my phone battery. I'm not going to be on much longer. Anybody else got a fish tank with a catfish in it? Like that guy? It's a little baby channel catfish. What's everybody up to? Besides watching my fish. Anybody else hear that cricket I got in my garage? Looks like that one fish is kind of mean. He might have to come out of there. What's everybody up to? What time is it where you're at? It's almost midnight here. Well, phone's at 5%. I gotta get off of here. Everybody hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Catch you next time.